had lower energy demands and an ever-improving toolkit. They now developed yet another breakthrough technology: projectile weapons, throwing spears.
These are two very different kinds of spears. These are the big, heavy wooden spears that Neanderthals and their ancestors used. These are the lighter, bone-tipped spears that Homo sapiens used. These weapons have different kind of performance characteristics. The heavy spears are effective, but they're effective at a very short range, and they're heavy. You can only carry so many of them in one hand. The bone-tipped spears are lighter, they're more durable, they have a longer effective range. In essence, the bone-tipped spears that our ancestors used allowed them to hunt a wider range of animals more safely, and therefore to have a broader ecological niche. These big, heavy spears with their weight, their relatively short range, it's like hunting with a pistol. Whereas using these things is like hunting with a semi-automatic rifle. One has more than one shot, one has greater range. It's a more effective weapon.
Throwing spears allowed our ancestors to go after a wider range of game with less risk to themselves.
The modern humans have this trend of intensifying their exploitation of the environment to sort of squeezing out everything possible from the environment.
That trend, already established in Africa, would become more pronounced as our ancestors spread around the world. Archaeologists have been able to track their movements by the extinctions of large animals. In Europe and Asia, the arrival of Homo sapiens coincides with the disappearance of the hairy mammoth, the cave lion, and other large mammals. In Australia, most animals weighing over 100 pounds vanish within a few thousand years of our arrival.
The effects of Homo sapiens on large animal communities become more profound as you move further and further from Africa. So very few major extinctions in Africa, a few extinctions associated with Homo sapiens moving into Eurasia. And then when they hit Australia and the New World, it's a wipeout.
The Neanderthals were just one of many species that disappeared when we arrived. Gradually, they were pushed into marginal areas of Europe. Their last refuge seems to have been the Rock of Gibraltar 28,000 years ago. Then, they vanished, leaving no legacy but their fossilized bones. For the first time, there was only one type of human on the planet.
But this species, it covered the whole planet. It went to places where other hominins lived. It led them to extinction, actually. They went to Australia, they went to Americas, they went to the moon, and they will go to Mars. And this is very peculiar because the way this species intensify its exploitation of the environment is really unique.
In the beginning, climate upheavals made us what we are.